Listen up. This is the moment where you decide who the hell you're going to be. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now, it's not about waiting for someone to come along and hold your hand, whisper sweet encouragement, or tell you they've got your back. That's a dream, a fantasy. The real world doesn't work like that. You're alone out here, and that's your superpower. Stop looking around for a cheerleader, a mentor, or a partner who will magically make it easier. You are the one. You're the storm. You're the engine. And let me tell you, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody cares about your excuses, your reasons, your story. People care about results, about action, about what you do. When you start walking this path alone, it's going to feel like the whole world is against you. People will laugh. They'll doubt you. They'll tell you it's impossible. Let them. Their doubts are fuel. Their laughter is your battle cry. Let their negativity ignite a fire so bright inside you it blinds them. Do you know what happens when you learn to thrive in solitude? You become unstoppable. You don't rely on anyone's validation or approval. You stop asking for permission and start taking what's yours. You realize every step forward is a win because it's yours alone. Nobody can take that from you. When the mornings are cold and your bed is warm, guess who's dragging your ass out to do the work? You. When the grind feels like it's going to break you and your mind is screaming to quit, guess who silences that voice and keeps pushing? You. When the setbacks come and you stand up, wipe the blood off and move forward alone because you've trained for this, because you're ready. This isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about looking in the mirror at the end of the day and knowing you gave it everything, no excuses, no shortcuts. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't need anyone's help or permission to dominate their own life. You've got one shot, one life, and it's all on you. So what are you waiting for? Get up, get moving, and do it alone. Because when you conquer that mountain by yourself, the victory is sweeter, the lessons deeper, and the strength unshakable. This is your moment. Own it. When you're alone, you're forced to confront the raw truth about yourself. There's no one to lean on, no distractions to hide behind, and no excuses to rely on. This is where you discover your true strength. Solitude strips away the noise of the world and forces you to rely on your inner voice. It's uncomfortable at first because we're taught to seek companionship, approval, and validation. But when you learn to embrace being alone, you tap into a power most people never realize they have. Being alone teaches you to solve problems on your own, make tough decisions, and build a foundation of confidence that doesn't waver. It's in those quiet moments when it's just you and the weight of your challenges that you learn who you really are. You realize that no one is coming to save you, and that's liberating. You become stronger because you're no longer waiting for external support. You've learned to depend entirely on yourself. Solitude also sharpens your focus. Without the distractions of others' opinions and influences, you can see your goals clearly. You can cut through the clutter and focus on what truly matters. Every action you take is your own, and every result is a testament to your personal effort. This builds an unshakable belief in your abilities, creating a foundation of strength that no one can take away from you. In a world that constantly pushes for connection, solitude is your edge. It separates you from the crowd and allows you to grow in ways that are impossible when you're constantly seeking the presence of others. Learn to find peace in being alone, and you'll discover that you're far more capable than you ever imagined. Nobody is coming to save you. Let that sink in. The world isn't sitting around waiting to hand you a golden ticket or a helping hand. Every day you spend waiting for someone else to solve your problems, guide you, or pave the way is a day wasted. The harsh truth is this: life owes you nothing. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll begin to take control of your destiny. I think about how much time have you wasted waiting for the right conditions, waiting for a mentor to take you under their wing, waiting for a partner, friend, or even a stroke of luck to show up and give you the push you think you need. Stop. That mindset is holding you hostage, is keeping you small, dependent, and powerless. The reality is that the people you're hoping will help you are busy fighting their own battles. Everyone has their own priorities, their own struggles, and their own path to walk. They aren't thinking about you. And why should they? This is your life, your dream, your responsibility. The sooner you stop looking outward for answers and start looking inward, the sooner you'll realize that everything you need is already within you. When you take full responsibility for your life, a shift happens. You stop wasting energy blaming others or waiting for external validation. Instead, you channel that energy into action. You realize that no one is going to build your dream for you. You're the architect, the builder, and the one who gets to stand at the top when it's done. Taking action on your own terms is empowering. It's scary, yes, because there's no one to catch you if you fall. But that's the point. The risk is what makes the reward meaningful. Every step forward, every win, every moment of progress becomes a victory that you own completely. It's yours, earned by your sweat, your discipline, and your courage to keep going even when it felt impossible. And here's the irony: when you stop waiting for help and start helping yourself, the universe starts to align in your favor. The right people, the right opportunities, and the right resources have a way of finding those who are already in motion. But by the time they do, you won't need them as a crutch. You'll already be strong enough to stand on your own. This is about shifting your mindset from dependency to self-sufficiency. It's about realizing that your future is in your hands and no one else's. The time you spent waiting could have been spent building. The energy you spent hoping could have been spent grinding. There is no magic moment when someone will swoop in and hand you success. The magic happens when you decide to stop waiting and start doing. So ask yourself, what are you waiting for? Permission? Approval? A sign? Here it is, you don't need any of that. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to take action. No one else can do it for you. The sooner you realize that, the sooner you'll unleash your full potential. Stand up, take that first step, and stop waiting. It's all on you. And that's the most powerful position you could ever be in. Doubt is a powerful force. It creeps in when you're trying to rise, especially from those around you, family, friends, even strangers. They'll say you can't do it. They'll roll their eyes or laugh subtly or openly, undermining your confidence. And at first it stings. It feels like a slap in the face, like a wall being built between you and your goals. But here's the thing: that doubt isn't a wall. It's fuel. Every word of discouragement, every smirk, every dismissive comment is energy waiting for you to harness it. The naysayers don't define your worth, they reflect their own limitations. When someone doubts you, they're projecting their fears and insecurities. They're saying, I don't believe I could do it, so I can't imagine you could either. That's not your problem. Your job isn't to convince them, your job is to prove it to yourself. Turn their doubts into a fire that burns hotter and brighter. Let it be the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning, that drives you to push harder when you feel like stopping. Every "you can't" should echo in your mind as a challenge. Watch me. When you reframe doubt as a motivator, it stops being a roadblock and becomes a tool. It's not something to avoid, it's something to embrace. This isn't just about proving them wrong. If you focus only on external validation, you're still letting them control your story. Instead, use their doubts to sharpen your resolve. Let it remind you why you started in the first place. You're not doing this for them, you're doing it because you believe in something bigger yourself, your vision, your future. Their disbelief is irrelevant. What matters is that you keep moving forward. And here's the beauty of it: every time you achieve something they said you couldn't, you grow stronger, you build confidence, resilience, and a track record of success. Their doubts lose power because they can't touch you anymore. You're no longer fueled by their negativity, you're powered by your belief in yourself. The truth is, you'll never silence every critic. Someone will always have something to say, but their opinions don't dictate your reality. You do. Instead of shrinking in the face of doubt, stand taller. Let their skepticism be the wind at your back, not the weight on your shoulders. Every great achievement in history was once met with doubt. Innovators, creators, athletes, leaders, they all faced people who told them it couldn't be done. The difference is they didn't listen. They turned the doubt into fuel and kept going. Now it's your turn. Use the doubt as proof that you're on the right path. After all, if it were easy, everyone would be doing it. But it's not, and that's why you will. Let their doubts challenge you to dream bigger, work harder, and push further. Take every no and turn it into another reason to say yes to yourself. This is your journey, and no amount of disbelief can derail you unless you let it. So don't let it. Stop looking outside yourself for validation. Nobody's approval will ever be enough if you don't believe in your own worth first. Chasing validation from others is like running on a treadmill. You might feel like you're moving, but you're going nowhere. The truth is, external approval is fleeting. It's a hollow reward, a temporary pat on the back that does nothing to build real confidence. The only validation that matters is the one you give yourself. When you depend on others to validate your goals, your efforts, or your worth, you hand them control over your life. Their opinions start to dictate your actions, your decisions, and even your sense of self. And what happens when they don't approve, when they don't applaud? You're left questioning everything. That's a fragile way to live, and it's not sustainable. Real strength comes from knowing who you are and what you're capable of without needing anyone else to confirm it. It's about standing firm in your beliefs, your dreams, and your values, regardless of whether anyone else understands or agrees. You don't need permission to chase your goals. You don't need someone to say, "You're doing great." You need to look in the mirror and say it to yourself. Validation is an inside job. It's built through action, discipline, and consistency. When you show up every day and put in the work, you prove to yourself that you're capable. When you push through challenges and refuse to quit, you build a foundation of self-trust. Every step forward is a reminder that you don't need applause or recognition to keep going. You're doing this for you, and that's enough. Understand this, not everyone will see your vision. Not everyone will understand your journey, and that's okay. Your dreams are not meant to be universally accepted. They're meant to drive you, to inspire you, to push you toward becoming the person you're meant to be. The people who don't get it, their opinions are irrelevant. You're not living for them. The moment you stop seeking validation from others, you set yourself free. Free from the fear of judgment. Free from the need to please. Free to take risks and fail and try again, because you're no longer measuring your worth by someone else's standards. You're measuring it by your own effort, your own progress, and your own belief in yourself. And here's the paradox: when you stop looking for validation, you'll often find that people start respecting you more. Why? Because confidence is magnetic. People are drawn to those who know their worth and don't need constant reassurance. But by the time that happens, you'll realize you don't need their approval after all. Validation isn't about getting others to recognize your value. It's about recognizing it yourself. It's about owning your journey, no matter how unconventional, and trusting that you have what it takes to see it through. You're not here to fit in or gain approval. You're here to make an impact. And that starts with believing in yourself even when no one else does. Discipline is the foundation of everything you want to achieve. It's not glamorous. It's not flashy. It's not the thing that gets likes or applause. But discipline is what separates those who dream from those who do. You can have all the talent, all the ideas, and all the ambition in the world, but without discipline, it's meaningless. Discipline is what gets you out of bed when it's still dark and everyone else is asleep. It's what drives you to show up even when you don't feel like it. Motivation is fleeting. It's a burst of energy that comes and goes. But discipline is constant. It's the relentless force that keeps you moving forward no matter what. The truth is, there will be days when you don't want to do the work. Days when your body is tired, your mind is screaming for a break, and every excuse in the book feels justified. Discipline is the voice that says, "Get up anyway." It's the decision to act, even when it's hard, inconvenient, or uncomfortable. Because success isn't built on convenience, it's built on commitment. Discipline isn't just about doing the big things, it's about mastering the small, daily habits that seem insignificant in the moment but add up over time. It's about choosing the harder path again and again, knowing that every choice you make shapes the person you're becoming. It's about saying no to distractions, excuses, and shortcuts, and saying yes to the grind, the hustle, and the process. And here's the thing: discipline isn't something you're born with. It's a skill. And like any skill, it can be developed. The more you practice it, the stronger it gets. Every time you push through resistance, you're training your mind to be tougher, more focused, and more resilient. Discipline isn't just about building habits, it's about building character. When you commit to relentless discipline, you start to see results. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's rarely linear. But over time, the progress becomes undeniable. And that progress fuels you to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep striving for more. Discipline becomes a cycle of growth. The more you practice it, the stronger you get, and the stronger you get, the more you achieve. Discipline also sets you apart. Most people quit when it gets hard. They give up when they're tired, frustrated, or bored. But not you. You've decided that you're different. You've decided that no matter how you feel, you'll show up and do the work. Because discipline isn't about how you feel, it's about what you've committed to. When you live with discipline, you stop relying on external factors to dictate your actions. It doesn't matter if it's raining, if you're tired, or if no one's watching. You show up because you said you would. And that consistency creates unstoppable momentum. In the end, discipline is freedom. Freedom from the roller coaster of emotions, from the endless cycle of starting and stopping, from the regret of knowing you could have done more. Discipline is what allows you to live life on your terms, to achieve your goals, and to become the person you're meant to be. We all have that voice in our heads, the one that whispers when things get tough, telling us to quit. It creeps in during the grind, when the work feels endless and the progress seems slow. It says, why bother? This is too hard. You can always try again tomorrow. That voice is the quitter inside you, and if you let it, it will rob you of your potential, your growth, and your dreams. The quitter voice is persistent, but it's not invincible. You have the power to silence it, to drown it out with action and determination. The key is to recognize it for what it is: fear disguised as logic. It tries to convince you that stopping is the smart thing to do, that you're protecting yourself from failure or pain. But the truth is, quitting is the only failure that guarantees you'll never reach your goals. When that voice starts to speak, you have to fight back. You have to remind yourself why you started in the first place. Think about the vision you had when you set out on this journey, the person you want to become, and the life you're working to build. The quitter voice doesn't care about your dreams, it only cares about comfort. And comfort is the enemy of progress. Silencing the quitter inside you means pushing through the hard moments. It means doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. It's about proving to yourself that you're stronger than your doubts, tougher than your excuses, and more committed than your fears. Every time you overcome the urge to quit, you build mental toughness. You teach yourself that you can handle discomfort, adversity, and setbacks without giving in. The quitter voice thrives on hesitation, so don't give it room to grow. When you feel it creeping in, take action immediately. Whether it's one more rep, one more hour of work, or one more hour of work, or one more attempt after a failure, just keep moving. Action is the antidote to doubt. It breaks the cycle of overthinking and gives you momentum to keep going. Understand this: the quitter voice is not a reflection of your true self. It's a remnant of fear and insecurity, a part of you that doesn't believe in your full potential. But you don't have to listen to it. You can choose to rewrite the narrative. You can choose to be the person who doesn't give up no matter how hard it gets. Over time, the more you silence the quitter voice, the quieter it becomes. It doesn't disappear completely, but it loses its power. You'll start to hear a new voice instead, a voice of confidence, resilience, and determination. A voice that says, I've got this, I've been through worse, I can keep going. Silencing the quitter isn't just about achieving your goals, it's about transforming who you are. It's about becoming someone who refuses to settle, someone who faces challenges head on, and someone who finishes what they start. And when you conquer the quitter inside, you'll find that there's nothing you can't achieve. When the road gets tough, and there's only one person you can count on to see it through: yourself. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and obstacles, and while support from others can be helpful, it's not guaranteed. At the end of the day, you are the one who has to do the work, make the decisions, and keep pushing forward. You have to be your own strongest ally, your own motivator, and your own rock. Relying on yourself doesn't mean rejecting help or support when it comes your way, But it does mean understanding that no one is going to do the hard work for you. People might cheer you on, offer advice, or even lend a hand, but their contributions will never replace your own effort and resilience. This is your journey, and you are the one who has to walk it. Being your own biggest supporter starts with belief in your abilities, your strength, and your potential. It's about knowing deep down that you have what it takes to overcome any challenge. This belief doesn't come from other people's encouragement. It's built through action. Every time you show up, put in the work, and push past your limits, you prove to yourself that you're capable. There will be days when no one claps for you, no one notices your progress, and no one says, "Good job." On those days, you have to be the one to say it to yourself. Celebrate your own victories, no matter how small. Recognize the effort you're putting in and the progress you're making. This isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. It's acknowledging that you're doing what most people won't, showing up for yourself. Relying on yourself also means holding yourself accountable. It's about being honest with yourself when you fall short and having the courage to do better. There's no room for excuses or blame when you're your own support system. You take responsibility for your actions, your choices, and your outcomes. This level of accountability isn't easy, but it's what separates the disciplined from the distracted, the achievers from the dreamers. When you rely on yourself, you become unstoppable because you're no longer dependent on external factors to keep you moving. It doesn't matter if people doubt you, if circumstances aren't perfect, or if progress feels slow. You keep going because you've trained yourself to be resilient. You've built a mindset that says, "I've got this no matter what comes your way." This self-reliance creates a confidence that can't be shaken. It's not built on other people's opinions or temporary wins. It's built on a foundation of trust in yourself. You know that no matter what happens, you'll figure it out. You'll adapt, you'll learn, and you'll keep moving forward. Relying on yourself isn't about being isolated or rejecting others. It's about building an unshakable core of strength within you. It's about knowing that while others can walk alongside you, they can't walk for you. This is your path, and you're more than capable of walking it step by step, no matter how hard it gets. When you rely on yourself, you unlock a power that no one can take away. You are always one decision away from a completely different life. Every single day, you're faced with choices that determine the trajectory of your future. The decisions you make, no matter how small, build your reality. And yet, many people underestimate the power of their choices, as if life is something that just happens to them. The truth is, life is what you make of it, one choice at a time. Each decision, whether it's how you spend your time, who you spend it with, or the actions you take toward your goals, is shaping your future. You might think that the little choices don't matter, but in reality, they're the ones that compound. The moment you start taking responsibility for your decisions, no matter how big or small, is the moment you start taking control of your life. Too often, people sit back and wait for life to hand them the perfect opportunity, the right situation, or the perfect timing. But the best opportunities are created through the choices you make. You don't have to wait for the stars to align or for everything to be just right. If you want something, you have to make the decision to take action, even when the timing isn't ideal or the path isn't clear. This is where true empowerment lies, in your ability to make decisions and stick to them. Most people are paralyzed by fear of making the wrong choice, but the truth is, there is no wrong choice if you're learning from it. Every decision brings with it an opportunity to grow, adapt, and move forward. Even when things don't turn out the way you planned, you gain valuable insight that will guide your future decisions. The key to living a life of intention and purpose is realizing that your choices matter. It's the decision to get up early and work when you'd rather sleep in. It's the decision to say no to distractions and yes to your goals. It's the decision to keep going even when it feels like everything is working against you. These decisions, compounded over time, create a life of discipline, success, and fulfillment. It's also important to recognize that your choices reflect your priorities. If you say you want success but continue to make decisions that don't align with that goal, you're simply deceiving yourself. Every choice you make either brings you closer to your goals or takes you further away. So ask yourself, what are your choices saying about what you truly want? Are you making decisions that support the person you want to become, or are you letting fear, laziness, or uncertainty dictate your actions? Your future is built by what you do today. You can choose to take the easy route, to wait for the perfect moment, or to let others control your decisions for you. Or you can choose to take responsibility to make decisions that push you forward and to commit to your success. Every choice you make moves you closer or farther from your vision, and the beauty of it is that you have the power to steer your life in any direction you choose. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the right time. The time is now. The moment you decide to take full responsibility for your decisions, to be the person who makes choices that align with your goals and values, is the moment your life will begin to transform. You are always one decision away from the life you've dreamed of. Make that decision. Make it now. You are not invincible. No matter how strong, determined, or disciplined you are, you will face setbacks, challenges, and moments of failure. It's inevitable. Life will throw punches at you, and you won't always come out unscathed. But that's the point. It's not about avoiding failure or pain. It's about learning how to rise each time you fall. The strength lies not in being invincible, but in being resilient, in knowing that no matter what happens, you will always get back up. The journey to success is filled with obstacles that will test your limits. There will be moments when you feel like throwing in the towel, when the weight of your failures feels unbearable, when it seems easier to walk away and let go of your dreams. But this is where real growth happens. The key is to stay in the fight, to keep going when everything in you says to stop. The real test of your character is not how you handle success, it's how you handle adversity. Resilience isn't about pretending you're invincible or immune to pain. It's about being honest with yourself when things are tough, acknowledging the pain and struggle, and then choosing to keep moving forward anyway. It's about knowing that setbacks are not permanent unless you let them be. Pain is temporary, but the lessons you gain from pushing through it will last forever. The truth is, failure is part of the process. Every successful person, every high achiever has faced moments of doubt, defeat, and failure. What sets them apart is that they didn't let those moments define them. They understood that failure is a stepping stone to success. You have to fail, you have to struggle, and you have to get knocked down in order to rise stronger, more capable, and more prepared for the next challenge. It's easy to quit when things are hard, to believe that you're not cut out for the grind, but if you truly want to achieve something meaningful, you need to embrace the discomfort. You need to understand that failure is just feedback. It's an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to improve. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Successful people don't quit. They fail, but they never stop trying. What makes someone resilient is their ability to bounce back again and again. It's about the mindset that says, I will not be defeated. It's not about avoiding pain, but learning how to endure it, how to use it to fuel your drive rather than drain your energy. You are not invincible, but you are unbreakable if you refuse to let life's challenges knock you down for good. There's power in the struggle. There's strength in the fight. Every time you get knocked down and choose to get back up, you grow. You build mental fortitude, emotional resilience, and a deep understanding of your own capabilities. The scars from your failures are a testament to your strength, not a mark of weakness. When you accept that failure is inevitable but temporary, you free yourself from the fear of it. You stop running from challenges and start running toward them. Because you know that no matter how hard it gets, you will always have the power to rise again. And that's what truly makes you invincible, not the absence of failure, but the ability to conquer it, to grow from it, and to keep going. Success is not a straight line. And anyone who tells you otherwise is lying. It's a series of peaks and valleys, highs and lows, moments of triumph and setbacks. The truth is, the hardest part of any journey isn't the obstacles you face or the failures you endure. It's learning to keep going when the path seems unclear, when progress feels impossible, and when your efforts seem to lead nowhere. The key to success isn't about avoiding the hard times. It's about learning to persist through them. Understand this: success is a process, not a destination. Most people give up when they hit a wall or when things don't go according to plan. They stop when they don't see immediate results when the road gets rough, or when the excitement fades. But the real difference between those who succeed and those who fail is simple. The ones who succeed are the ones who keep moving forward, no matter how slow the progress may seem. They understand that success is built in the trenches, in the grind, in the moments when nobody is watching and when the results aren't visible yet. There will be days when you feel like quitting, when the road ahead looks impossible, and when the progress you've made feels insignificant. But it's in those moments when it feels the hardest that your greatest growth happens. Success doesn't come to those who give up when the going gets tough. It comes to those who keep putting one foot in front of the other day after day, no matter how uncertain the path may seem. When you keep going, even when it seems like nothing is working, you are building something far greater than just a destination. You're building resilience, strength, and character. Success is a series of small steps, each one leading you closer to your goal. Even if you can't always see the progress right away, it's easy to look at others and think that they have it all figured out, that they're moving faster or getting better results. But you don't know what it took for them to get there. You don't know the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, the moments when they wanted to quit and kept going anyway. Their success isn't the result of a shortcut. It's the result of persistence, of never giving up even when it felt impossible. And that's where you come in. You have to remind yourself every single day that the path to success is not smooth. It's not about how fast you get there, but about how much you're willing to endure to get there. You'll face doubts, obstacles, and moments of failure, but each one is just a chapter in your story, not the entire book. You have to keep pushing forward no matter how many setbacks you face, because you never know when your breakthrough is right around the corner. It's also important to understand that success doesn't look the same for everyone. It's not about measuring your progress against someone else's. Your success is about your own journey, your own definition of what it means to achieve greatness. It's about understanding that every challenge you face is part of your unique path, and each step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward becoming the person you're meant to be. Success isn't about luck. It's not about being born into the right circumstances or having everything fall into place. It's about hard work, consistency, and the willingness to keep going even when the world tells you to stop. It's about deciding every day that you will not quit, no matter how hard it gets. Because when you keep going, when you push through the tough times and stay committed to your goals, you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving greatness, no matter how long it takes. So don't be afraid of the struggle. Don't be afraid of the failures. Don't be afraid of the setbacks. They are all part of the process. Embrace them, learn from them, and keep moving forward, because success is for those who are willing to endure the journey. The moment you decide to keep going is the moment you guarantee your success. Success is not a destination, it's the result of your unwavering commitment to keep going, no matter what. And that's where true greatness lies. You're on this journey and it's not going to be easy. There will be days when you question everything, when it feels like the universe is working against you, when you want to throw in the towel and walk away. But here's the truth, those moments are your defining moments. They are the test that will determine who you really are and what you're capable of. You are capable of far more than you realize, but it will only come through relentless effort, determination, and the refusal to quit. So the next time that quitter voice creeps in, the next time you feel exhausted or like you're not making progress, remember this: the hardest battles bring the greatest rewards. You are one decision away from transforming your life, one action away from proving to yourself that you are stronger than you think. And the most important thing, you're never alone on this journey, because the only person who can guarantee your success is you. You have the power to create the life you want, to conquer every challenge that comes your way, and to achieve greatness if you're willing to keep going, no matter what. The road will be tough, but the person you become on the other side will be unstoppable. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the stars to align. Go out there and do it alone your way and make it happen. Because the truth is, the world doesn't owe you anything, but it's waiting for you to step up, take control, and prove that you've got what it takes. Now go out there and show the world exactly who you are.